Hey guys, Star here with Dramapreneur TV, Dramapreneur.com. Glad to be back with you guys again. I really enjoy these conversations that we have, really enjoy talking to you guys via the web and checking it out. So I just wanted to send you a quick message. A lot of stuff has been changing lately in my life, so that's why videos haven't been coming out quickly like they should be, like they could be. And so just keep in mind that I'm still with you guys, still with Dramapreneur TV. We're starting to get we're going to be starting to get a new website, and I've got that all taken care of. Right now it's at dramapreneur.weebly.com, and it hopefully will be at the .com shortly. So keep an eye out for that. You guys can check it out and see what's going on. There's a lot of stuff happening on social media, a lot of changes that are happening on social media, and so keep in mind that that's going to be coming out shortly. You'll be seeing that stuff in the future, so keep that in mind. Just to let you guys know a little bit about what's been changing, I got a full-time day job, which is really awesome. I'm really excited about that. And also I've been getting out there, going to auditions, starting to create things, starting to change the way I use social media, and really start to use it for my purposes. That would be one thing I could tell you guys in being a Dramapreneur. Start to use the tools in the way that they need to be used, and I can't say enough of that. If you can take tools and use them, like if I'm going to use a hammer, I'm not going to, unscrew a screw with it. And if I do, then I'm not really utilizing that hammer. It's the same thing with Facebook. If I'm going to be using Facebook, I'm going to use it for what I want to use it for, what it's meant to be used for, and I'm going to use LinkedIn for something completely different than it's going to be used for. So keep that in mind. So a lot of great stuff coming out, a lot of new stuff really coming out in the social media world. So keep up on that as much as you possibly can. I strongly suggest it. So today's episode, and what I'd like to talk about specifically with you guys, is theater. I talk a lot about entrepreneurship, and this whole webcast is a combination between theater and entrepreneurship. One of the things that I feel most confident in talking about is theater in general. I think it's a topic that I've been very familiar with most of my life, and it is something that I feel comfortable talking about with you guys. So a little bit about my background. I do have a bachelor's degree from Southeastern Oklahoma State University in theater, and I also have have master's coursework completed with the University of Arkansas at Fayetteville. So what that basically means is I've had a lot of experience. Regardless of whether I've had more experience or you've had more experience, ultimately what it is our learning experience and how we go about life directly, how we start to create who we are and what our world is. And from my experience, I can tell you that me personally, I have started over many times. I'm starting over here in Chicago, and there's a lot of things that I can relay to you guys about what goes on and how it goes on. So keep in mind that ultimately it's your journey. My journey is just to give you my perspective on what things do. So nevertheless, one of the things I want to strongly suggest to you guys is that if you have a theater company in your area, if you have a local theater company, get involved with them. A lot of times they're not going to ask you. A lot of times they are going to ultimately, be very busy with what they're doing, be very busy with who they're trying to reach out with, who they're trying to connect with, and it's your job to be able to connect and say, what can I do? How can I help? And I think there's not a theater company in the world that wouldn't say that they would love to have 150 to 200 people just sitting there asking them, hey, what can I do? What can I do? What can I do? Because that really is what theater's for. We lost, and I go on and on and on about this. I devoted a whole chapter of the first chapter of my book, Endless Immensity, to this, is that theater used to be it. It used to be how we all got together as a society. It used to be how we all got together and conversed. And we would all get together for a 3-day festival that would be that would be a festival of wine and storytelling, and all of the greatest actors would get up on stage and perform great things, and all of the greatest painters would get out there and paint beautiful artwork on the sets that were behind them, and all the best craftsmen would create these sets. And then we lost it. Somehow theater retreated back into the corner, and stopped being as relevant to society. And there's something that we lost there. Something that's missing. And I've always felt that. I've always felt that that theater's role in a society is to start to create social conversations, and start to really look at humanity. It's the closest way that a person can look at what it's like to be a human being. That's a Oscar Wilde quote that I think still rings true today. So ultimately, what theater's role is, and what theater society, its job is to start those conversations, is to make things happen. And theater retreated back into the corner and said that it wasn't as relevant to society, and something's missing there. I came from a theater community that was, it was, anytime something is joked about in society, I think it's something that ultimately everybody knows is a problem, but nobody wants to say anything about it. And I came from a theater community that was at times brutal to each other. They would work together at times and points, and people would work together, and it was always a chance to be able to move forward. But it's almost like there were a lot of theater companies, and I think that me moving to Chicago, I'm starting to see that there are a lot of theater companies here, but I came from this place where it was just brutal. If somebody wanted to start a new business, they were kicked out. It's like, why aren't you playing with us? Why aren't you playing in our sandbox? Which I constantly just didn't understand what the point of that was, because why won't you play with me is not a really good reason to go play with somebody. It doesn't entice them to be able to play. It doesn't make it to a point where it's feasible. And so yes, right. Do we dilute our market? Are there 900 theater companies doing Neil Simon? Are there 900 theater companies doing, as a friend said recently, do 900 theater companies have a girl in a corset in the middle of a field? And the question is, if you have something to say, if you have something that you want to express, then you have the right to be able to express that in whatever way, shape, or form that you would like to do. And don't let anybody tell you that you can't do something. That's the goal of life. Life wants to constantly remind you that mediocrity is the great thing. A good friend of mine said that we celebrate mediocrity. That's the life. That's where we want to be. And the question goes: is America the greatest country in the world, or is it the meh country in the world? Is it the meh? Are we okay with the meh? And I don't think that we're okay with the meh. I don't think that we're okay with half, because ultimately, for us to be able to express who we are, and for us to be able to express what we're doing, we need to get out there and make great art. We need to get out there and do some great things. Most if not all of these thoughts that I'm throwing out here have come from various different sources, but theater in general, I think, suffers from this idea of that it's an elitist thing. I think it suffers from the idea that not everybody can do it, that we're the ones that can do it, or our theater is the best theater, or this is what happens. And I'm new to the theater community here. I was in the theater community in Tulsa. I was in the theater community at the University of Arkansas in Fayetteville. I was in a theater community at Southeastern Oklahoma State University, and a lot of the same things kept coming up. A lot of the same ideas kept coming up. Why can't we get more people in the theater? I mean, why do we have such a hard time connecting with our audience? Why is engagement so hard? All of these questions are just floating around. And so these, where are the answers? What are the ideas? And I think that I lack the ability sometimes to draw conclusions, and I hate things that don't end in the way that they need to be ending. But I do see that we need to make our theater relevant again. We need to make our theater vibrant. We need to make our theater great. And I think that we can learn a lot from other things. We can learn a lot from sports. I used to go to a hockey game, and whenever I would go to a hockey game, I would see how they just branded everything. You know, like when you go to a hockey game, if you see that this halftime is sponsored by this person, this thing is sponsored by this person, these seats are sponsored by this. You know, everything is sponsored. And hockey seems to have a great merchandise business. I know a lot of theater companies out there that don't. They don't have a merchandise business. The merchandise business ends up being in a back corner on their website where maybe like 5 people will see it. I mean, do you ever have T-shirts that you want to sell to people? Do you have coffee mugs? How do you get people to show? How do you get people to show that they're a fan of you? Which is ultimately what I think about with my business a lot. How do people show that they're a fan? Apple's really good at this. You know that when people have earphones on, and this is coming from Guy Kawasaki, a recent thing that I attended, you know that people have earphones on, they're an Apple fan. They had white earphones, which is something that nobody else had at the time. Everybody had black headphones across the side. So how do people show that they're a fan of this theater company? And that's through merchandising, through developing your merchandising, see what works and what doesn't work. And this is an idea that I came up with my old theater company, and I'm just going to throw it out there to you because I don't have a theater company now. I'm searching for a theater company. But one of the things that I think is so important is selling your process and not your product. All we do is sell product, and it's at the end of the time. If somebody wants to make a website where they can see you don't have to record everything, but record one rehearsal a week and put it on a website where people can access it for $5 a time or $5 a month. I mean, couldn't you really, if you accessed that $5 a month, couldn't you start to have another revenue stream that would go into your theater? Couldn't you have another way that you could make money and support your theater and possibly pay actors? It's possible. It's very possible. It's very possible to connect with those audience members at a deeper level. It's very possible to be able to do it. I've tried it out. It works. And so, our marketing. Why are we not using lenticular printing in marketing? Why are we not using Q codes more? There's a new technology where you can get 3D images where if you scan a picture with your phone, a person pops out and you get like a monologue from the show. Why is that not happening? I think that theater's fear of technology ultimately kills itself, and so I'm one of those that wants to embrace technology. I want to embrace what happens, and I think that it has the ability to help us. I think it has the ability to connect with our audience. This is from Gary Vaynerchuk. Stop treating your theatrical Facebook pages like radio stations. You're only going to get 5 people who see them, and you're going to get maybe 1 person out of that 5 people who are going to contact you. Ultimately, if that is the case and you're treating that like a radio station, start to connect with those people. However you can connect with those people. There are many ways. One of the things I learned from the hotel industry is that there are points and times when you connect with individuals. They'll connect, number one, when you buy a ticket from them, and that process has to be smooth and awesome. And then you'll connect with any questions that they may have, and are you going to answer those questions in a timely manner? And when they walk into your theater, how are you going to connect with them when they walk in your theater? How are you going to connect with them when they leave your theater? How are you following up with them after they leave the door? All of these are questions that someone may ask, someone that may be interested in. And I'm just throwing it out there. This is my experience. That's what the book is all about. The book has more of this stuff that I'm talking about here, and hopefully some of this stuff is useful to you, because what I want to do is I want to make this podcast a useful thing. There's no reason for me to record a video. There's no reason for me to get information out there if I'm not making it useful for you guys. So that was a rant, and hopefully you've gotten some out of it. Please, in the comments below, please subscribe to the Dramapreneur page, the Dramapreneur channel. Please let me know what you think of this. Am I completely crazy? Am I completely off base on this stuff? Please let me know. And feel free to ask any questions you may have. Maybe I'll answer them in the next podcast. So from all of us, me included, and my iPhone, really connecting with you, Dramapreneur people, have a great day.